How very appropriate. So let us talk about the water cycle. It's raining right now, and I think it is very appropriate that we discuss this. Right now, for those who do not know what the water cycle is, the water cycle is the process by which water goes through different phases or stages, if you want to call it that, where you will end up with rain or snow or any form of water. Okay, but since it's raining, we're going to talk about that. Now, it's a lot more intricate than what I'm going to give you, but I'm going to give you the basics. Okay, the three stages of the water cycle is evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Okay, we're going to break down the three. Evaporation is when water is heated to the point where the molecules begin to vibrate faster and faster and faster to the point where they go to the gaseous stage of water. Now, earlier, a couple of videos ago, I did the water cycle. I did the 4 states of matter. Well, the water cycle is a very good example of three of those states: the solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, the gaseous part of the water cycle is called evaporation, where water is transformed into water vapor, or if you want to call it steam. Okay, steam is the gaseous form of water. Okay, that vapor, that gas, goes up into the atmosphere where it is very cold. The higher you go, the colder it gets, to the point where the water molecules in its gaseous form will begin to come together or squeeze or condense. Okay, that's where you have the word condensation. The root word of condensation is condense. The word condense means to squeeze. Okay, to bring together, to squeeze. As you can see, my phone is getting wet. That's good. Now with condensation, the water molecules in its gaseous form begin to vibrate slower, and they begin to come together and collect in a specific area in the atmosphere or in the sky, so we're gonna call it that. And does that over and over and over again, thus forming clouds. That's how clouds are formed. Clouds are actually condensation of water. Okay? Once those clouds build up to a certain size, and there are different kinds of clouds. I should talk about that too. I should talk about different kinds of clouds. Anyway, there are different kinds of clouds, but once it reaches to like the real puffy, thick gray clouds, that means that the water has reached a point where it is too heavy to be held by the atmosphere. And when the temperature is just right, when the temperature is warm enough where it can stay in its liquid form, then it begins to fall, or rain, or you have what's called rain or precipitation. Now, if you want to see a good example of this, hold on. If you want to see a good example of this, if you ever took a soda or a bottle of water and put it in the refrigerator for a long time, right? And until it gets cold. And then when you take it out of the refrigerator and the ambient, there's a word for you, ambient, or the temperature of the room, once that temperature makes contact with the surface that is cold, the surface begins to go through condensation. That's, we take like a cold bottle of water and you put it out on the counter. The bottle begins to get cloudy. That cloudiness that you see is condensation. Okay? It's condensing. Now, once it begins to condense, and if the temperature in the room stays the same, then you will start to see water, we call it beads. Water beads coming off of the water bottle. That is precipitation. Okay? That is precipitation. So that's how it goes. The water bottle is the same as the water cycle. Now, only time it would change is if the weather were to change. Now, if it remains cold on the lower surfaces, then you will have snow. Okay? Which is when the water crystallizes, when the temperature reaches the freezing point of water, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. When it reaches the freezing point, then the water will crystallize, okay, or become almost solid-like. And it will begin to fall as snow. If it remains, a pretty warm temperature or above the freezing point of water, then once the water falls, it will fall as a liquid water or rain. Okay? So right now it's raining. So what you're seeing right now, if you look, if you can see, what you are seeing right now is precipitation in the form of rain. Now it's raining lightly. That's okay. Because I'm about to go on my run now and I ain't bothered with it. But hope you enjoyed that little lesson. I will catch you all later. Peace.